So, meine Lieben, es ist 2 p.m. Ich bin den ganzen fucking Morgen am Kopen gewesen. Ich kann nicht mal sagen genau, was ich gemacht habe. Ich habe 1 Stunde verschlafen und bin deshalb nicht joggen und habe das Morgen gegessen und dann die ganze Zeit im Bett chillt. Ja, dann habe ich versucht, meinen Plan zu machen. Für meinen Sales Pitch und Plan und so weiter. Und ja, basically freue ich mich jetzt, meine Bibel zu lesen. Das Handy nochmal auf Stumm, dass mich keiner von der Wichser stört, der mir die ganze Zeit schreibt. Gut. Und zwar geht es weiter bei Joshua 19:40. The land given to Dan. The 7th allotment of land went to the clans of the tribe of Dan. The land allocated as their homeland included the following towns: Zorah, Eshtaol, Ir-Shemesh, Shaalbin, Ai, Yalon, Islan, Ilon, Timnah, Ekron, Elteke, Gibbeton, Baalath, Jehud, Bene-Berak, Gath-Rimmon, Me-Yarkon, Rakkon, and the territory across from Joppa. But the tribe of Dan had trouble taking possession of their land, so they attacked the town of Laish. They captured it, slaughtered its people, and settled there. They renamed the town Dan after their ancestor. Okay, kurze Pause. So, jetzt klatscht am Schaffen und ich kann endlich auch weitermachen. The homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Dan included these towns and their surrounding villages. The land given to Joshua. After all the land was divided among the tribes, the Israelites gave a piece of land to Joshua as his allocation. For the Lord had said to him he could have any town he wanted. He chose Timnath-Serah in the hill country of Ephraim. He rebuilt the town and lived there. These are the territories that Eleazar, the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the tribal leaders allocated as grants of land to the tribes of Israel, by casting sacred lots in the presence of the Lord at the entrance of the tabernacle at Shiloh. So the division of the land was completed. Finally. The cities of refuge. The cities of refuge. Holy shit, bin ich rot, brun, whatever, egal. The cities of refuge. The Lord said to Joshua, now, tell the Israelites to design the cities of refuge as I instructed Moses. Anyone who kills another person accidentally and unintentionally can run into one of these cities. They will be places of refuge from relatives seeking revenge for the person who was killed. Upon reaching one of the cities, the one who caused the death will appear before the elders at the city gates and present his case. They must allow him to enter the city and give him a place to live among them. If the relatives of the victim come to avenge the killing, the leaders must not release the slayer to them, for he killed the other person unintentionally and without previous hostility, but the slayer must stay in the city and be tried by the local assembly, which will render a judgment. He must continue to live in that city until the death of the high priest who was in office at the time of the accident. After that, he is free to return to his own home in the town from which he fled. The following cities were designed as cities of refuge: Kadesh of Galilee, the hill country in Naphtali, Shechem, and the hill country of Ephraim, and Kiriath Arba, this is Hebron, in the hill country of Judah. On the east side of the Jordan River across from Jericho, the following cities were designated: Bezer, the wilderness plain of the tribe of Reuben, Ramoth in Gilead and the territory of the tribe of Gad, the Golan in Bashan and the land of the tribe of Manasseh. These cities were set apart from the Israelites as well as the foreigners living among them. Anyone who accidentally killed another person could take refuge in one of these cities. In this way, they could escape being killed in revenge prior to standing trial before the local assembly. The towns given to the Levites. Then the leaders of the tribe of Levi came to consult with Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the leaders of the other tribes of Israel. They came to them at Shiloh in the land of Canaan and said, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us towns to live in and pasture lands for our livestock." So by the command of the Lord, the people of Israel gave the Levites the following towns and pasture lands out of their own grants of land. The descendants of Aaron, who were members of the Kohathite clan within the tribe of Levi, were allotted 13 towns that were originally assigned to the tribes of Judah, Simeon and Benjamin. The other families of the Kohathite clan were allotted 10 towns from the tribes of Ephraim, Dan, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. The clan of Gershon was allotted 13 towns from the tribes of Issachar, Asher, Naphtali, and the half-tribe of Manasseh in Bashan. The clan of Merari was allotted 12 towns from the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and Zebulun. So the Israelites obeyed the Lord's command to Moses and assigned these towns and pasture lands to the Levites by casting sacred lots. The Israelites gave the following towns from the tribes of Judah and Simeon to the descendants of Aaron, who were members of the Kohathite clan within the tribe of Levi, since the sacred lot fell to them first. Kiriath Arba, this is Hebron in the hill country of Judah, along with its surrounding pasture lands. Arba was the ancestor of Anak. But the open fields beyond the town and the surrounding villages were given to Caleb, son of Jephunneh, as his possession. The following towns with their pasture lands were given to the descendants of Aaron the priest: Hebron, the city of refuge for those who accidentally killed someone; Libnah, Jattir, Eshtemoa, Holon, Debir, Ain, Jutah, and Beth Shemesh, 9 towns from these two tribes. From the tribe of Benjamin, the priests were given the following towns with their pasture lands: Gibeon, Geba, Anatoth, and Alman, 4 towns. So in all 13 towns with their pasture lands were given to the priests, the descendants of Aaron. The rest of the Kohathite clan from the tribe of Levi was allotted the following towns and pasture lands from the tribe of Ephraim: Shechem in the hill country of Ephraim, a city of refuge for those who accidentally killed someone; Gezer, Kibzaim, and Beth Horon, 4 towns. The following towns and pasture lands were allotted to the priests from the tribe of Dan: Eltekeh, Gibeton, Aiyalon, and Gathrimon, 4 towns. The half-tribe of Manasseh allotted the following towns with their pasture lands to the priests: Tanach, Gathrimon, 2 towns. So in all 10 towns with their pasture lands were given to the rest of the Kohathite clan. The descendants of Gershon, another clan within the tribe of Levi, received the following towns with pasture lands from the half-tribe of Manasseh: Golan in Bashan, a city of refuge for those who accidentally killed someone, and Beeshtera, 2 towns. Ich muss Fenster öffnen. Okay. 4 towns. For the tribe of Asher, they received the following towns with their pasture lands: Mishal, Abdon, Helkath, and Rehob, 4 towns. For the tribe of Naphtali, they received the following towns with their pasture lands: Kadesh and Galilee, a city of refuge for those who accidentally killed someone, Hamath Dor, and Kartan, 3 towns. So all in all, 13 towns with their pasture lands were allotted to the clan of Gershon. The rest of Levites, the Merari clan, were given the following towns with their pasture lands: from the tribe of Zebulun: Yokneam, Karta, Dimna, and Nahalal, 4 towns. From the tribes of Reuben, they received the following towns with their pasture lands: Betze, Jahaz, Kedemoth, and Mephat, 4 towns. From the tribes of Gad, they received the following towns with their pasture lands: Ramoth and Gilead, the city of refuge for those who accidentally killed someone, Mahanaim, Heshbon, and Jazer, 4 towns. So all in all, 12 towns were allotted to the clan of Merari. The total number of towns and pasture lands within Israelite territory given to the Levites came to 48. Every one of these towns had pasture lands surrounding it. So the Lord gave to Israel all the land he had sworn to give their ancestors, and they took possession of it and settled there. And the Lord gave them rest on every side, just as he had solemnly promised their ancestors. None of their enemies could stand against them, for the Lord helped them conquer all their enemies. Not a single one of all the good promises the Lord had given to the family of Israel was left unfulfilled. Everything he had spoken came true. The eastern tribes return home. Joshua 22. Then Joshua called together the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. He told them, "You have done as Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, and you have obeyed every order I have given you. During all this time you have not deserted the other tribes. You have been careful to obey the commands of the Lord your God right up to the present day, and now the Lord your God has given the other tribes rest, as he promised them. So go back home to the land that Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave you as your possession on the east side of the Jordan River. But be very careful to obey all the commands and the instructions that Moses gave to you. Love the Lord your God, walk in all his ways, obey his commands, and hold firmly to him, and serve him with all your heart and all your soul." So Joshua blessed them and sent them away, and they went home. Moses had given the land of Bashan east of the Jordan River to the half-tribe of Manasseh. The other half of the tribe was given land west of the Jordan. As Joshua sent them away and blessed them, he said to them, "Go back to your homes with the great wealth you have taken from your enemies, the vast herds of livestock, the silver, gold, bronze, and iron, and the large supply of clothing. Share the plunder with your relatives." So the men of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh left the rest of Israel at Shiloh on the land of Canaan. They started the journey back to their own land of Gilead, the territory that belonged to them according to the Lord's commands through Moses. The eastern tribes built an altar, but they were still in Canaan, and when they came to a place called Gileoth, near the Jordan River, the men of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh stopped to build a large and imposing altar. The rest of Israel heard that the people of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh had built an altar at Geliloth, at the edge of the land of Canaan, on the west side of the Jordan River. So the whole community of Israel gathered at Shiloh and prepared to go to war against them. First, however, they sent a delegation led by Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the priest, to talk with the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh. Alexa, remind me in 20 minutes to go over documents Pecora. 30 Minuten. In this delegation were 10 leaders of Israel, one from each of the 10 tribes, and each of the head of his family within the clans of Israel. When they arrived in the land of Gilead, they said to the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, the whole community of the Lord demands to know why you are betraying the Lord of Israel, the God of Israel. How could you turn away from the Lord and build an altar for yourself in rebellion against him? Was our sin at Peor not enough? To this day we are not fully cleansed of it, even after the plague that struck the entire community of the Lord. And yet today you are turning away from following the Lord. If you rebel against the Lord today, he will be angry with all of us tomorrow. If you need the altar because of the land you possess is defiled, then join us in the Lord's land, where the tabernacle of the Lord is situated, and share our land with us. But do not rebel against the Lord or against us by building an altar other than the one true altar of the Lord our God. Didn't divine anger fall on the entire community of Israel when Achan, a member of the clan of Zerah, sinned by stealing the things set apart for the Lord? He was not the only one who died because of his sin. Then the people of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh answered the heads of the clans of Israel, The Lord, the Mighty One, is God. The Lord, the Mighty One, is God. He knows the truth, and may Israel know it too. We have not built the altar in treacherous rebellion against the Lord. If we have done so, do not spare our lives this day. If we have built an altar for ourselves to turn away from the Lord, or to offer burnt offerings, or grain offerings, or peace offerings, may the Lord himself punish us. The truth is, we have built this altar because we fear that in the future your descendants will say to ours, What right do you have to worship the Lord, the God of Israel? The Lord has placed the Jordan River as a barrier between our people and you people of Reuben and Gad. You have no claim to the Lord, so your descendants may prevent our descendants from worshipping the Lord. So we decided to build the altar not for burnt offerings or sacrifices, but as a memorial. It will remind our descendants and your descendants that we too have the right to worship the Lord at his sanctuary with our burnt offerings, sacrifices, and peace offerings. Then your descendants will not be able to say to ours, You have no claim to the Lord. If they say this, our descendants can reply, Look at this copy of the Lord's altar that our ancestors made. It is not for burnt offerings or sacrifices. It is a reminder of the relationship both of us have with the Lord. Far be it from us to rebel against the Lord or turn away from him by burning our own altar for burnt offerings, grain and offerings of sacrifices. Only the altar of the Lord our God that stands in front of the tabernacle may be used for that purpose. When Phinehas the priest and the leaders of the community, the heads of the clans of Israel, heard this from the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, they were satisfied. Phinehas, son of Eleazar the priest, replied to them, Today we know the Lord is among us, because you have not committed this treachery against the Lord as we thought. Instead, you have rescued Israel from being destroyed by the hand of the Lord. Then Phinehas, son of Eleazar the priest, and the other leaders left the tribes of Reuben and Gad and Gilead and returned to the land of Canaan to tell the Israelites what had happened. And all the Israelites were satisfied and praised God and spoke no more war against Reuben and Gad. The people of Reuben and Gad named the altar Witness, for they said, This is a witness between us and the Lord our God too. Joshua's final words to Israel. Joshua 23. The years passed, and the Lord had given the people of Israel rest from all their enemies. Joshua, who was now very old, called together all the elders, leaders, and judges and officers of Israel. He said to them, I am now a very old man. You have seen everything the Lord your God has done for you during my lifetime. The Lord your God has fought for you against our enemies. I have allotted to you as your homeland all the land of the nations yet unconquered, as well as the land of those we have already conquered, from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea in the west. This land will be yours, for the Lord your God will himself drive out all the people living there now. You will take possession of their land, just as the Lord your God promised you. So be very careful to follow everything Moses wrote in the book of instruction. Do not deviate from it, turning either to the right or to the left. Make sure you do not associate with the other people still remaining in the land. Do not ever mention the names of their gods, much less swear by them or serve them by worshipping them. Rather, cling tightly to the Lord your God, as you have done until now. For the Lord has driven out great and powerful nations for you, and no one has yet been able to defeat you. Each one of you will put to fight 1,000 of your enemies, for the Lord your God fights for you, just as he has promised. So be very careful to love the Lord your God. But if you turn away from him and cling to the customs of the survivors of these nations remaining amongst you, if you intermarry with them, then know for certain that the Lord your God will no longer drive them out of your land. Instead, they will be a snare and a trap to you, a whip for your backs and thorny brambles in your eyes, and you will vanish from this good land and the Lord your God has given you. Soon I will die, going the way of everything on earth. Deep in your hearts you know that every promise the Lord your God has come true. Not a single one has failed. But as surely as the Lord your God has given you the good things he promised, he will also bring disaster on you if you disobey him. He will completely destroy you from this good land he has given you. If you break the covenant of the Lord your God by worshipping and serving other gods, his anger will burn against you, and you will quickly vanish from the good land he has given you. This was Wednesday, 18th of March, AM. Tonight I'll continue with Joshua 24.